Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Alberta's pride. Hey, ho, hey, ha, ha, hey, this,
Hey, 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 how's everyone doing today? Good to see you all. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Checking out the broadcast today, the stream. Hopefully everyone is doing well. Ayatollah, good to see you. First in the chat. You're looking good.
Tommy's got the mic, keeping it tight.
Phoenix Tide, hey, hey. Looking beautiful. Let me get the back end stuff set up here. Get the broadcast on the way. Yin Yang. We got pipelines coming out of our Yin Yang here in Alberta here now.
Oh, Tommy Temper, you're a great guy. Battling trolls with a spark in your eye. Conspiracy
Yin Yang. Give us a sub. Give us a thumbs up. Hey, hey. Yeah, we like the back end, yeah. Too many switches to turn on here. And I can't turn them on. I can't turn them on before I go live either. I have to go live and then turn them on after. Click a bunch of buttons and go into StreamYard. Or not StreamYard. I'm not even using StreamYard. EV Mux, go into my channel. Go into the back end, as we call it, the studio, YouTube studio. Go and find my actual stream, and yeah, have to go in there and turn a bunch of switches on and off and whatever. I lost my main mod, one of my main mods in here, ABD. We had to relieve her of duty due to a controversy going on the internet. Once in a while, there's stuff that happens, and then I have to deal with mods and stuff like that. So, yeah, at the end of the day, it is what it is. And, yeah, can't really do much about that. But it does happen. Hang on here. My internet's a little bit slow here, so I'm unable to actually find my stream, unfortunately. There we go. Channel content, live video, and there's my video. Click on it. Click on that button. Turn it on. Done. Turn this one to automatic. Save that. Go to customization after it saves. Don't want to go there too quick or else I won't save. Oh, let's see. Somebody turned it on here already. Minimum sub time. Okay, good. Looking good. 5 seconds. Thanks a lot. Whoever it was in the chat, Superbod, that turned those things on. So appreciate that. How's everyone doing today? I'm doing pretty well. We got Lethal Engine in there. Hey, good to see you. Lethal Engine. Dash and Grandma popping in there. And let's see. Who else did we miss there? Jen is in there. Hey, Jen. We got Damien popping in. Good to see you there, Damien. Mr. Philip Drummond is in there. Nice to see you. Let's see. Well, we got a couple of Nightbots in there. Nightbot. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's about it for the moment here. Anyways, got a few people popping in. Thanks a lot, everyone. Yeah, well, lately we've been getting these. Yeah, we got Jen in there. Hey, saying howdy. Thanks a lot. Got a little different setup here today. We got the bit of the chat coming in on the stream over here to be able to see stuff that's going. Got Lethal coming in on Kick there. Got people watching on different platforms there. We're coming to you live on Kick, Facebook, Tommy Temper Show on YouTube, Press Pad on YouTube, Local Celebrities on YouTube, and let's see, what's the other one there? Oh, well, I forget the name of it there. Let's see, Channel Reviews on YouTube, Tommy Temper Show on, what is that, Twitch, and Tommy Temper Show on X. So coming to you from different platforms there. Thanks a lot, everyone, depending on what platform you're on there. Some of the platforms don't display over here on the screen. Some of them do. Obviously, Kick is working. We can see somebody over on Kick there. But, some of them don't display over here. So, come on over to Tommy Temper Show on YouTube, where most of the chat is actually happening. Good afternoon, everyone. It is a fairly nice day here in Sylvan Lake. We're coming to you live from Sylvan Lake. As you can see behind me here is exactly where I'm sitting, right in front of the lake here. And this is the camera that is pointed out at the lake there. As you can see, there's a few skiers and boats and sea-doos and all kind of stuff going by there. A few people walking by on Lakeshore, and lots of action happening out on the lake there. Yesterday, when we were out there, holy smokes, there were a lot of people out there. There was more people out there yesterday than I've seen so far this year. It was such a nice day. Today, I did get a thunderstorm warning, and it's a little bit, the sun is coming out now, right at this moment, but we're slated to have some kind of a thunderstorm here a little bit later in the day. Usually when it's really sunny out and hot, usually later in the day, we get some kind of a thunderstorm because of all the evaporation into the atmosphere. But we'll see what is going to happen. In the news, there has been a couple of, actually a whole bunch of different oil pipelines have now been, put forward. And I don't know whether it's because of, in fact, I would say it's because Alberta is threatening independence. Alberta is threatening to separate from Canada. So now the federal government and even the other provinces are saying, okay, we'll work on getting a pipeline, maybe a pipeline to Vancouver, maybe a pipeline to, now there's a brand new one that's just come up, a new pipeline supposedly to Ontario is the very latest one. Let me see if I can find that little pictorial of what the pipeline would look like here. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Let me just bring it up in a window here that you can actually see. Okay. Yeah, this is it here. I'll just pop this in. So we've got this. These days I'm going to get Starlink in here because this TELUS fiber, which you'd think that fiber would be like solid, this TELUS fiber is just so flaky. It's just unbelievable. It's like every time I go live here, it's like off again, on again, stuff like that. So a little bit crazy here, but sorry about that. So, I'm suffering from flaky internet here at Sylvan Lake. So tell us if you're watching this. Watch out what's going on. Oh, hang on. We got a phone call coming in here on the Tommy Temper Show. Hey, you're coming live on the Tommy Temper Show. How you doing? Who we got on there today?
Yeah, Dummy Dumpster. Just was at the cop shop. Had a nice chat with them about your activities on here.
Oh,
just letting you know.
Yeah.
Just letting you know.
Oh, is that who is that? Who is that on there? Is that Queenie?
Oh, you know it, Dummy Dumpster.
Is that Queenie on there?
Yeah, that's me. Dummy Dumpster.
Yeah. Well, hang on.
So
you don't need to be rude or demeaning, You're at the cop shop.
Well, no, that's my opinion of who you are, but I
Okay.
just want you to know I was at the cop shop and they have a file started now. So
Ooh.
just so you know, because you're inciting propaganda through racism with
Oh.
your independent shit and the things you've been saying and
Yeah.
the clips that I've been showing them.
Okay.
And how you come at me about it and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
just so that you know, okay? Just so you know. Have a good day.
Okay. So there's a file started on me. Ooh, I'm getting pretty worried here that Queenie has a file. It's like Queenie will run people down every day, not every day, but every time she goes live there, call people every name in the book, like slander people. And then if you say something that Queenie doesn't like, it's like right away she runs to the RCMP. Oh my God. Yeah. By the way, Queenie, I had a visit over to the RCMP's office myself there the other day, and I had a little chat with them about you. So yeah, I'm not even going to say what their opinion is of you, but let me just say it's not a very high opinion. It's quite low. So, they understand, what kind of a person that you are. And if you're going to be running over there screaming about me and saying stuff about me, well, you better be, like putting something forward that would be something that would be criminal activity. Okay. Because if it's not criminal activity, the RCMP are just going to go, ha, yeah, right, okay, we'll make a file here, but yeah, we'll file that in file 13. That's the way that goes. So don't worry. You're not worrying me. You're not worrying me whatsoever. If I get a knock on my door, hang on, where's my knock on my door here? I don't know. I don't even have it on my soundboard here. I need the FBI knock on the door thing here right now, but unfortunately I don't have it on this soundboard here. But yeah, you know what? It's not illegal, Queenie, if you think I'm a racist. And hey, believe it or not, I've been called a racist, a misogynist, xenophobe, homophobe, like, hey, every name in the book by people that are on the left side of the fence. So don't tell me that you've turned into a lefty. Holy smokes, Queenie, a lefty. But I've been called every name in the book already. But you know what? To be any of those things, it is not illegal. It is not illegal to be anything. You can say what you want. We have what is known as free speech in Canada, and I'll say whatever I want. You say whatever you want, and at the end of the day, it's tit for tat. Okay. I don't care what you say about me, and I've told that to you. Hey, in fact, I've told you, don't call people retards. Do you remember me telling you that, Queenie? Don't call people retards. Don't call people PEDO name. But you continue to do stuff like that over and over and over again. And what do you think you're doing with some of the other people out there? But anyways, yeah, that takes me off of the topic here, which we're about independence. And of course, it's not illegal to, spout off and say that you are pro-independence. I'm pro-independence. That's not illegal. So, all you have to do is just tell me what I've done that is actually illegal that the RCMP might be banging on my door about in order to, arrest me or throw me in jail. It just doesn't happen, okay? And, if anybody would be doing something like that, it would probably be you, because you're always going out there and doing stuff and, calling people names and stuff like that. Look at your last live when you were out there at Costco. Look at all the things that you did there. You're calling me a racist? Like, come on. Like, it's absolutely hypocritical of you to do something like that. But, okay. So what I'll do is I'll have a little trip over to the police station myself, over to the RCMP station, and I'll have a little talk with the RCMP about you. How about that? How would you like that? Right? How would you like that? And by the way, like I say, I've been over there talking to them about you already. So they know fully well who you are, and you're in their books already there, Queenie. So yeah, glad to see you, and they know who I am, right? They already know who I am. So, I told them and I talked to them about you, and for you to show up there and say something about me. Well, guess what? I beat you to it already. I've already been over there. I've already been talking to them. So, don't try and throw me under the bus when you're the bad guy. Okay. So, anyways, hopefully you move out of the area here, which I think you're going to be doing that quite quickly, quite soon. So, yeah, if that happens soon, it couldn't happen soon enough. Yeah. So, sorry if I chased you out of the area here, but unfortunately, you're not going to be able to enjoy some of the nice beach activities in the lake and the stuff like that. Wherever you're going there, hopefully you're going to be, off to better pastures. Anyways, I was talking about the proposed pipeline. Let's get back to the show here. And this is the pipeline route that was proposed. Danielle Smith got together with Doug Ford, and I think it was Mo from Saskatchewan. The only guy that didn't show up was Manitoba. He's kind of staying out of the picture there. I'm not sure what's going on with Manitoba. They're kind of NDP, and NDP is against pipelines and stuff like that. But here's the route of the proposed pipeline from Alberta, which is going to go to the southern part of Alberta and then across Saskatchewan, hopefully across Manitoba and across Ontario. And there are lots of hurdles with this, because the pipeline has to go up and it has to go down, especially when you're into Ontario there. There's some rocky areas and stuff like that. Has to go kind of north into northern part of Ontario, if you can see that route, and then back down again. So, yeah, should be interesting to see what actually happens with this pipeline. Again, the pipeline, there's no real person that is going to be, Queenie. Okay. Oh, you're not moving? What? You're not moving now? I thought you were packing up and moving. I thought that's what was in the cards for you there. Okay, well, I guess you're buying the place that you're living in there if you're not moving. I don't know. I thought it was for sale or something like that. But anyways, the pipeline is proposed, and Danielle Smith has been talking to Doug Ford about it. But there is no private person, or not person, but private company or entity that has said, hey, we're going to put up the money for this and we're going to build it. So far, it's just been the government's. In fact, it's with 80 pipeline that's being proposed. I don't think there's any private enterprise that really wants to get involved with it. And you wonder why? It's because of all of the hurdles that Canada has put in place, especially with this. Oh, you can't build build a pipeline unless you carbon tax the companies, unless you sequester out of the atmosphere carbon and pump it into the ground and utilize the Brookfield assets and subsidiaries and things like that to do all of that. In other words, Carney wants to make a buck off of it, and the oil that is going to go into the pipeline is probably going to cost about $10 a barrel more than it ordinarily should. So why would there be any company that wants to get involved in any kind of a pipeline when the prospects of people actually buying the oil on the other end at the high cost of the oil with the inflated price is just through the roof. $10 a barrel is like way more than the going rate of oil, and it's just craziness for the federal government to be taxing us here in Alberta for this oil that's going through the pipeline. Hence the whole idea of Alberta independence. With Alberta independence, we're not going to have to pay this carbon tax. We're not going to have to pay federal tax. We're not going to have to pay GST. We're not going to have to pay all of that additional taxation, and we're not going to have to companies are not going to have to tack on $10 a barrel more to push their oil through any kind of a pipeline, regardless of where it's going to. So, yeah, we'll have to see that. Anybody who wants to call in here, feel free to call in. It doesn't matter who you are, where you are, or, what you want to talk about. Call in 1-780-652-2889 is my local number here. And we appreciate, this is brand new here. There was one other time that I put this call-in phone number on the channel here. And I just put it back on here again. It's a little bit easier sometimes for people to phone in as opposed to, doing stuff with going online here as a guest, using the EV Mux or sort of a StreamYard type program that I use here to do my stream. By the way, EV Mux is what I'm using here to put this whole thing together here. So if you're a streamer out there and you want to enhance your stream a little bit, I recommend that you use EV Mux, MUX, not making anything off of promoting them or anything, but, that's how I'm getting the chat up here on the screen. That's how I'm, putting this little thing on here. This is why we have the little ticker going on the bottom there. You can read a little bit about what's happening with the news there, the news headlines on there. Just spiffing it up a little bit. Now, this right up on top here, the Tommy Temper Show live from Sylvan Lake, this is coming via OBS, because what I'm doing is I'm putting my video audio into OBS and then pumping it over to EV Mux. EV Mux is then sending the signal out to potentially 9 different platforms at once. So that's how I'm able to stream on Kick, Facebook, and all the rest of the different platforms there is with EV Mux. So, yeah, quite a bit of technology involved in putting the whole thing together. So, yeah, that's pretty good. But it was nice to hear from Queenie anyways. I don't have anything against you. And, whatever you might have called or talked to the RCMP about, it's all in fun. We're all joking. We're on here joking. I'm on here having fun. We're just, having a bit of fun with you there, Queenie. We're not trying to incite anything over there. No, I would never want to cause any harm to you whatsoever, Unlike you, who, have said to people like, one of my mods there, that you're going to, people in Edmonton, and you're going to find out where she lives, and, you're going to, apparently send people over or whatever. I'm not going to do that. I might pop by your yard sale or something like that if you're going to have a yard sale. Nothing wrong with me popping over there, unless you have a restraining order against me or something, then I'll go abide by your restraining order and keep 100 feet from you or whatever the hell it might be. But anyways, like I said to you, we'll fight. Like, remember I made that pact with you behind the scenes where we will be enemies on the internet because we're not friends anymore. So, let's just agree to be enemies, and, that's it. But, I'm not going to run to the RCMP. I'm absolutely not going to do that. So don't worry about that. Let me bring up more stuff in here on the stream, go over some of the things of what, this is what it's all about here. We've got this thing called carbon capture here now, and Mark Carney wants to make some money with his carbon capture machine, okay? Once Net Zero Carney gets his claws into the pipeline plan of Smith and Ford, is Doug Ford going to have to build one of those giant carbon sucking machines like Alberta? Just asking for the province, and this is where, Mark Carney wants to take our Alberta money and build these carbon sucking machines. Oh, does Brookfield have anything to do with the carbon capture? Does he have anything to do with the carbon sucking machines? I don't know, but apparently Mark Carney has an awful lot of conflicts of interest with everything that he proposes in Canada. So elbows up, everyone out there that voted for Mark Carney, because he's sure, how much money does a guy actually need? Everything he's doing is he's using the whole country of Canada and his position as the Prime Minister of Canada to absolutely enrich himself over and over and over again. Watch Moose is Loose. Subscribe to Moose is Loose and watch his podcast. If you're a Canadian, you absolutely need to subscribe to Moose is Loose. He's probably, and forget about those lefty podcasters out there that are just so woke that it's unbelievable. We got to get rid of the wokeness, the woke people in Alberta, the Karens out there. There are so many Karens out there. It is unbelievable. Just, they're just waiting for something to happen so they can just pounce on you, jump on you, and go, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing this bad, you're doing that bad, quit doing that, quit doing this, quit doing the other thing, It's like, whoa, hey, stand back a little bit there and take a breath already, because, there are people out here that want to live just a normal life with all the BS that you guys are trying to push on everyone, But and this is akin to being woke here. This whole Carney machine that's sucking. Hang on, let me bring that up a little bit here so that you can see that a little bit better. Hang on. The machine, Carney sucks machine, 20 billion per machine. And what does it do? It sucks money. But it also sucks air, and then it pumps the air into the ground. And where is it getting that money from? Where's the 20 billion per machine? Well, it's coming from the oil industry. It's coming from your pocket, from my pocket, instead of the money coming to us taxpayers, or coming to Alberta, or coming, in this case, just to Canada. It's going to machines. They're going to pump air into the ground. It's absolutely ridiculous. And whatever happened to that whole plan that Trudeau had to plant trees? What about planting trees? Whatever happened to that? I don't know. It's planting trees pretty much do the same thing as a carbon sucking machine. They suck carbon out of the atmosphere, and the roots put the carbon into the ground. That's exactly what a tree does. Just plant about 1 million trees instead of doing that crap. Quack. Hey, Queenie was on the show. She phoned in earlier on the show there. So listen to Quack, listen to Queenie there when she came on the show. She said she reported me to the RCMP. She went down there and they have a file going. Ooh, a file. Ooh, what does that mean? Does that mean I'm going to get a, hang on, knock on my door? I'm waiting for the knock on my door here, honestly. Really, I actually know of quite a few of the RCMP officers in Sylvan Lake, by the way, Queenie. I know them. I've actually talked to them, and I'm quite friends with them. As I drive around town, I give them a little wave, and they wave back, and they know exactly who Tommy Temper is, right? Actually, I'm quite well known in Sylvan Lake. You'd be surprised. If I'm out in public places anywhere, people actually, say, "Hey, Tommy Temper," and they walk up to me and they say, "Hey, I like what you're doing there. I like what's going on." Blah blah blah. I'm not, I kind of feel like a little bit of a celebrity here in Sylvan, even though I've only been here a real short time, not even 1 year, and people are already saying hi to me. So it's actually pretty cool. I like it out here. And I actually get out of my house and I actually go places. I go to the beach. I go to the lake. I go, yesterday I was over at Hazard County. That bar called Hazard County? Yeah, well, I was down there yesterday hanging out there, talking to the people there, kind of building up a few friends and stuff like that there. Some of the people that go down there. Okay, we got a phone call coming in here on the Tommy Tempest Show. Stand by. Hey, you're live on the Tommy Tempest Show. Who we got out there today?
Hey, Tommy. It's your favorite Southern Alberta there, Brett.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, I just I had to call in and talk about things because I'm just flabbergasted sometimes. Absolutely flabbergasted.
Oh, okay. What's on your mind?
First of all, you have this like big conception in your head that if Alberta were to be independent, you would no longer have to pay any federal tax.
To the Canadian federal government, absolutely, we wouldn't have to.
Okay, so you necessarily maybe have to pay in quotes tax to Ottawa, but I honestly think that you wouldn't have to kind of an increased tax to Alberta, because if you think that, what is that you don't want a military because your taxes pay our military. That means you have no tanks, no air defense systems, no nothing. We're with no military, we are invasion.
Well, keep in mind, we are paying a provincial tax right now. We do pay a provincial tax, so the provincial tax may very well continue. But keep in mind that that we are sending literally billions of dollars to Ottawa that we're not getting back. We'd have to agree with that, right?
No, that's totally untrue.
No,
there are equalization payments that Alberta is not claiming, and we also get a ton from the federal government. If you can look up, they even go by it doesn't matter. A couple years, a few years, 10 years, mega infrastructure projects are funding from the federal government. We do get back from Ottawa here.
Oh, we do get some money. Okay, but I would say that we probably, out of every dollar that we send to Ottawa, do we get 50 cents back, do you think? How much do we get back?
I don't know the numbers to even
maybe 50 cents. So if we kept every one of those dollars that we sent to Ottawa, instead of sending a dollar to Ottawa and only getting 50 cents back, we could use the money that we're sending to Ottawa and we're not getting it back. We could use that for our pension plan, Alberta pension plan. We could use it for our own police force. We could use it for our own defense, military. We could use a lot of that money for all of those things to the same degree that little countries like Kuwait or Saudi Arabia, they're able to do things. They have their own defense systems and they do their own thing. Remember, we don't have that great of a military system as it is right now. It is quite woke, as a matter of fact.
Actually, we do have a quite a good military. I don't know where you come up with these things, but with the formation of NORAD and NATO, there was a huge, and this is the conservatives and the liberals did massive cuts to defense spending. It's not one or the
over
other,
the years they did that. Yeah, I will agree. Which Mark Carney is now trying to buy some submarines from Germany, and of course enrich Brookfield in doing that as well. You understand that, right?
Blah blah blah. Your propaganda. Yeah, we can manufacture our own jets. We can manufacture our own ships and subs, and we can manufacture.
We're not doing that though. We can't do that.
I don't. Would you let me finish? I don't agree that we can build all that stuff ourselves, and we should do all that ourselves. And I think you'll find the majority of Canadians would much rather see, instead of us spending on U.S. jets or German submarines that are perfectly capable of building all that ourselves. G7 nation, we are one of the most resource rich on planet Earth. Like, we can do all that. We're just really advanced more than most nations on the planet. Like, we can do all of that in Canada by Canadians for, like, let's not stray from the point I was making, that you are going to see, if just theoretically, that if Alberta were to separate, you're going to see some kind of if you want any kind of military of any kind.
We
Myself,
will be able to
personally,
build our own
I don't-
military. We will have enough dollars because
And myself,
what you're talking
personally,
about is
I don't
money.
think
All of the things you're talking about with money, you can do
No,
whatever
let me
you
finish.
want. With money, you can build your own
Myself,
military. With
personally,
money, you can have your
I
own
don't
police
think it's
force.
a
With
good
money, you can
idea.
have your own retirement CCP plan or Alberta plan. Anything that you're doing right now, you will be able to do within Alberta. And you will not yourself, if you're paying like a lot of your wages towards federal tax, the average worker in Alberta will be able to put that money in his pocket and be far more wealthier than within Canada. Because right now, with all this spending that Carney is doing, he's just spent $100 billion just on these submarines just in the last little bit. Holy shit. And we're like $1.7 trillion in debt because of the bad governance by both the Liberals and the Conservatives. I'll agree with you on that one. And we will be able to start our own government, exactly what you're calling for. You're calling for, the problem is the system. Well, let's start a brand new system right from scratch and not have all of this these programs where you're sending money to Biafra for gender equality and crap like that. Literally millions
Okay,
and
hold
millions
on.
and millions of
Whoa,
dollars
pump
going
your
to
brakes,
other
pump your
countries for crap like that. And just
you need to pump your
stupid
brakes for a second.
spending. It's just ridiculous.
Do you honestly think that it is logical, or that it was going to make some kind of sense in any way, that, say, Alberta should become independent, that we wouldn't have some of that Canadian debt? We should just leave and separate, and all of a sudden we have zero of any
We
of
will
the
assume
Canada
we will
that's
assume the
accumulated?
amount of debt when we leave Canada, because remember, it'll have to be some sort of an equity. It'll be like a marriage, right? Where Alberta will be settled with some of that Canadian debt, which is terrible debt. Well, like, let's get away from this debt stuff here. Like, Carney is just putting us more and more in debt every freaking day. It's absolutely ridiculous. That's
Oh,
why we're
Tommy,
sick and
you
tired of it.
don't
And that's
understand
why Alberta,
geopolitics, my
that's why
guy.
people like me want to separate from Canada, because we're sick and tired of all the debt that is being put upon us. And if you may not have any children, Brett, but I have children, and I want to see my children have a lot better life than what they're going to be
you're
suffering
telling me
with all of
is that
the
you
debt
don't
that's happening right now.
understand- You don't understand the usury monetary system, because the ones that want to not be under the thumb of a Rothschild central bank, put into debt slavery, places like Libya, where they went and killed Gaddafi because he wanted to move Africa back to a gold standard of banking, invaded Venezuela for oil, and because they didn't have a Rothschild central bank, they're invading Iran to have a Rothschild central bank. So your idea that you're going to change the monetary system, that's what Gaddafi tried to do, and they killed him for it. They left Gaddafi alone
Well,
right up until the point, until he was trying to
I
change
understand what you're saying.
Africa
If and when we separate,
the usury
we will
monetary
probably
system.
get rid of the
So-
Canadian dollar, because you know that the Canadian dollar has dropped from 73 cents to 70 cents since Mark Carney got elected. Why is that, Brett? Why is that?
I completely understand why our dollar is being used with producing more money, printing more money, etc.
Right,
I understand.
because of all of Mark Carney's spending, he's got the printing presses in Canada going full tilt, and we're all paying the price for it with high inflation. That's why all of our food prices are going up. Man, the average person can hardly buy anything. There are 2 million people in Canada are going to food banks now, right? It's ridiculous.
Let's get back to defense for a second. Do you think if Alberta separates that we should buy U.S. F-35s that have a built-in kill switch, and then they can just shut the jets off and leave us defenseless?
Well, or should we buy Swedish, planes where they can probably do the same thing, or Chinese cars where they can shut our cars off? Like,
no.
This is this is where we're living today. Stuff like that happens.
Because the Swedish Gripen we get to manufacture ourselves in Canada. We are going to build the jets our own selves, and we have manufacturing over them.
Yeah, and the Canadian Air Force says that they don't want those Gripens. They want the American jets. Yeah, I've already read the reports, but Carney is like disregarding what the Air Force in Canada says, and he's going, no, we're going to buy these Gripens because we can make a deal where we can set up shop to help to build the things in Canada or whatever. Same thing with these with the submarines. He's got a deal whereby, what's the name of the corporation, Thyssen or something in Germany, and there's a tie-in with Brookfield there, so he can make some money back with the Brookfield tie-in there, and that's why Carney wants the German submarines there. $100 billion for those submarines. Come on.
That's a nice segue into the next point I was going to make. Was a secondary issue or point I wanted to bring, where I heard you say right before I called, you were like, oh, forget all these lefty podcasters. Just forget all them. They don't know what they're talking about, or whatever the heck you said. And I find that curious, because if it was the other way around, and these, in quotes, lefty podcasters were being like, oh, I forget about those righty podcasters. Like, just
they say that. They actually say that.
Let me finish. Let me point. Scrap them, screw them. Who cares what those righty podcasters say? You would sit there and be like, oh, you're cancel culture. You're just dismissing me and canceling me because I'm a right winger. But yet it's okay for you to do it in reverse. Do you see hypocrisy there?
Well, all I'm saying is that I listened to the quote left-wing podcasters, and they're like woke as hell. It's just I can't listen to them because it's like everything that I don't agree with, they're out there spouting off about it, and they think that their way is the only way, and there isn't just one way.
Podcasters with all their
everyone can cooperate
and disinformation and freaking propaganda, but I do it anyways. Because it's good to hear what other people are saying, what people are being fed for information or propaganda.
That's true.
You can't have a cancel culture yourself and then whine about being canceled in reverse.
Well, I'm not whining about being canceled. I don't know who's canceling me, and I'm not complaining about being canceled.
Unacceptable Fringe has, Berta Proud Dad has, Rebel News has, you all whine about cancel culture, being canceled.
Well, effectively, most of the cancel culture is coming from the left side of the fence, I would have to say.
But yet you're doing it in reverse. You're doing the exact same thing the other way, and it's blatant hypocrisy. I called this out the other day on my own live stream, that you're both the fucking same. Both of you, your left wing and your right wing, both of y'all are doing the exact same thing to one another, and both of y'all are bitching, whining, complaining, and moaning about it. And I think you're all ridiculous.
Good point. I'd have to agree with you there that everybody is bitching about everybody else. That's a free speech. It's called free speech. Well,
it's absurd. No, it's absurd because both
to some degree it is.
Whining, complaining about being canceled. At the exact same time, you're both canceling each other. Like, it is ridiculous. So,
I understand.
I don't know. I'll let you go. I got stuff.
Thanks a lot. That's Brett. Check out Brett Boyle on YouTube. He does his own podcasting there. Thanks a lot for calling in, Brett. Appreciate that.
Yeah, stop the hypocrisy. The left-right crap isn't helping, man. It's a hurt, not a help.
Gotcha. Okay. Thanks a lot, Brett. Okay, that was Brett Boyle calling in. I do appreciate that. I do like the fact that people are using the call-in phone number here to, check in with the Tommy Tempest Show here and to let us know what's on your mind. I just wanted to do a short podcast here today. Not a very long one, but just to kind of go over some of the pipelines, because the pipelines are the big things here right now. Where, like I say, I personally think that, remember when Quebec, threatened to separate from Canada? They ended up getting a lot of good perks out of Ottawa. In fact, they're getting a lot of equalization payments, more than any other province. And Quebec is not a have-not province. They should not be getting any extra equalization payments from any other province whatsoever, in my mind. But they're getting literally billions, and that money is flowing from Alberta to Ottawa to Quebec and to Ontario and to the Atlantic provinces. And if Alberta was an independent nation, we wouldn't have to send all that money out there. That money could be kept within Alberta. We could spend it on our own military, on our own police force, on our own systems, welfare systems, social security, all of that could be just within our own country. And we would be far better off and not have to be involved in funding a lot of this nonsense that's going on with Mark Carney, with all of his spending. And a lot of his spending that's going on is not benefiting Alberta one iota whatsoever. But he's spending money that he doesn't have. He's printing money like crazy. He's borrowing money like crazy for all of these multi-billion-dollar projects that are going on, and we're all going to be having to pay for it. And that's the big reason that a lot of people are like pro-Alberta independence. Alberta proud stepdad. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. But, I'm just here trying to help everyone, trying to go with the program here. By the way, John Bolton is coming up with a program. Let me just see if I can find it here and bring it up here. It's a telethon that's going to be happening. Let me just bring this one on here. And it's a big telethon that's going to be happening. And I'm trying to get a hold of John to be part of the big telethon for independence, and it's big. It's involving a whole bunch of different people, a whole bunch of different podcasters, and I'm looking forward to the whole thing happening. And this is happening later in the month. And I would like to be part of it. July 18th is when it's happening, from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. I've got an email out to John Bolton, and I've got my phone number to him to get him to give me a phone call back to touch base with him, see whether or not I can maybe do a little segment on the telethon. And, hey, I'd be more than willing to restream the entire event on my channel here and on my network of channels. But so far, he has not answered my email, and I don't know how else to get a hold of him other than email. So, actually, I was over at a guy's place. I was at Wade's place, okay? Wade from Sylvan Lake there yesterday. And John Bolton phoned him, believe it or not. But he handed his phone over to another guy that I invited to be a guest on my show here, as a matter of fact, who's in the military, who has some really, really interesting information about what the military is involved with, how the military was involved with the convoy, how the military was involved in intercepting cell phone calls and things like that when that happened, and probably is involved with this with the independence thing here, and maybe possibly even intercepting phone calls and transmissions and information with people that are involved with Alberta independence. And you can believe that CSIS is probably also doing stuff like that. So he has a lot of really, really good information about that. But anyways, I was over at Wade's place there, and John Bolton passed the phone over to the other gentleman that had information, and he was talking to John about that. And then John said he had to go because he was busy and another call was coming in, whatever. So I was waiting to get the phone in my hand and to be able to talk to John Bolton, but unfortunately I missed that and was unable to do that. So hopefully somebody can get a hold of John Bolton. Tell him that to get a hold of Tommy Temper to check his email, and I've got my phone number in there. Get him to give me a phone call. That's the best way to get a hold of me so that we can get involved with the telethon for Independence, Saturday, July the 18th, 11 o'clock a.m. to 11 p.m. Streamed live on 10 YouTube channels, Facebook and X. Woo, even more than that if I get involved. It'll be 11. And I'll be more than glad to help out with that whole thing. All we need to do is just touch base. But I have sort of been like on my own, doing my own thing, and you guys well know that I've got my channel here that is kind of, I've got a lot of American people that watch, which I appreciate that. Probably 70% of my audience is American, and 30% Canadian. What's that? I think Queenie's more known by the Sylvan Lake RCMP than me. Yeah, exactly, Seashell. That's funny. I should actually go down there and, I'll go down there and I'll just roll my eyes up in the air and I'll go, I hear Queenie paid you a visit, and they'll be going, yeah. And, they don't care about, crap like this here. Yeah. Well, he's racist or something like that. Give me a freaking break. You know what? It's not illegal to be racist if you're trying to call me racist, and I'm probably the least racist. I'm less racist than you are, Queenie. I'll tell you that. So they should be investigating. Hey, RCMP, if you're watching me right now, you better investigate Queenie for being racist, and slandering people online and calling them all kind of names and stuff like that. But anyways, that's the problem with my channel is that we get involved with the chat and you guys, and the chat is like really terrible for pulling me off of the agenda and into other crap like that, and side issues that are going on between the chatters and stuff like that. It's the community, though. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody knows what's going on. Everybody knows the good people, the bad people, the people that are, trying to stir it up out there and cause trouble and whatever. And it's all fun. For me, it's like fun. I have fun on the internet. But Alberta independence is not a game. It's not some kind of a game. It's for real. It's for real. It's like, there are 300,000 people signed that plebiscite that they want to leave Canada. That is 1/3 of all of the people that vote in Alberta. 1.5 million people on average vote when there's a vote happening in Alberta. To have 300,000 people sign that plebiscite when a lot of the people said, no, I'm not signing because I'm not putting my name on something because, of the RCMP, because of CSIS, because of the military, because of all of these factions that might come back. The government might come back and seize my bank account and do all kind of stuff like that. So the government has put the fear into the people of Canada to do anything since the days of the convoy. And it's a shame, an absolute shame. And people are scared out there. I've talked to people. I've talked to a lot of people that are just scared. They're scared shitless of doing anything. But they're not scared to go when it comes time to vote. So, we'll see what happens. But unfortunately, fortunately now, the bit about being able to count the 300,000 signatures is happening. So Elections Alberta is now actually supposedly counting those signatures and verifying them to make sure that they're real. I haven't gotten a phone call from Elections Alberta, by the way, to see are you a real person and did you sign this thing and blah blah blah. I don't know of anyone that's actually been actually verified with a phone call or something like that. So how they're verifying all of those signatures, I have no idea. But we'll see what happens. And with a bit of luck, we might have enough numbers to be able to do something. And if Alberta doesn't separate from Canada, well, at least we're really, really, giving a shot over the bow to Eastern Canada and to the Federalists out there, to those elbows up liberals, that are like, stay in Canada types, forever Canada types out there. A little shot over the bow there for them there that we mean business, and you better start treating Alberta a little more decently than you have in the past, and quit, quote, robbing us blind. Even this $10 a barrel, it's like the federal government is going to do whatever the hell they can to get their hands on Alberta resource funds, and they belong to the province of Alberta. Okay, they should stay within Alberta and let Albertans decide what is going to happen to them, not to be siphoned off by the federalists out there, by the federal government, and then to be blown on, provinces like Quebec, which Quebec, is saying that they want to separate. By the way, I talked to an older couple when I was in Drumheller from Quebec. They were in a van from Quebec, and we got on the ferry. We were on the ferry, because there's a ferry that runs across the Red Deer River there, and they had a van, and I pulled my van in behind them there, and I go, "Oh, Quebec license plate." So I talked to the couple from Quebec, and I said, "Oh, separatists," and they laughed, and they said, "Well, we were separatists when we were younger, but now that we're older, maybe not so much anymore," And I had to laugh to hear that, because in Alberta here, it's an awful lot of older people that want independence, want separation, and there are younger people as well, because people go, "Oh, well, there's no colored people." Yeah, there's colored people, and there's younger people. There's all kind of people in Alberta that want a better life, not just older people, but by and large, a lot of the people that are into Alberta independence are, a little bit older. I will say that. But, I've been to rallies and flag waves and stuff like that where younger people show up too, and they go, "Yeah, we won't be able to buy a house because we're not making enough money. We can hardly make ends meet, and we want a better life, and we know that we're going to be able to have a better life under independence. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Alberta will be amongst one of the richest countries in the world if we separate from Canada. So we will have no trouble whatsoever coming up with our own military, with our own pension plan, with our own police force, with all of that stuff. Because when you have, I always say this, when you have money, you can buy anything. When you have stuff, you have stuff, and you can't buy anything. But when you have money and you are one of the richest provinces in the world, you can put that money to good use by buying the things that you actually need and not blowing it on a bunch of stupidity, which is the problem with the country of Canada, is that it is like, it's bloated. It's like, remember when Trump brought in Elon Musk to basically look into where all the money is going in the United States? Yeah, Canada has exactly the same problem with Ottawa, that they siphon tax money off of every taxpayer right across Canada, and they blow it on stupid stuff, really stupid stuff. Absolutely stupid stuff. I don't even want to get into that stuff at all here. I generalize with whatever I'm talking about. I don't get into the nitty-gritty, into the details. If you want to see that, see Moose is Loose in Canada here. Subscribe to Moose is Loose and go over and look at his chart where he connects all the dots and he shows you where the money is going, and you will be absolutely flabbergasted. Hey, with that being said, I'd like to thank everyone for watching us here today. I do appreciate your company, and thanks a lot for the phone calls. Queenie and Brett, the two phone callers in here today. I'd continue on a little bit more here, but I have some stuff to do. I got some cleanup work to do. I want to get out there and ride my golf cart around a little bit, maybe, or maybe even go for a bicycle ride. It's supposed to be raining out here in Sylvan Lake at some point, and we're going to, basically kind of in and out of that rainstorm, maybe go out for a bicycle ride. That'd be pretty good. E-bike. Thanks a lot, everyone. Appreciate your company. And let's make use of that phone number. Jot down that phone number, and have it available. And don't be shy. Phone up. Look at Queenie wasn't shy. She phoned up. Brent wasn't shy. He phoned up. I appreciate that. I love that. Thanks a lot, everyone. And thanks a lot, everybody. Like Deb's Crazy Daily, Big D in there. Lots of people in there that I didn't say hello to. Thanks a lot, everyone. Do appreciate it. And I would like to at least go live at least once per day, maybe even twice per day. And I hope like hell that I'll be able to help out with that telethon for independence. It's going to be happening on the 18th of July. Gotta love it. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care. Stay out of trouble. And if you can't stay out of trouble, well, at least have fun while you're doing whatever trouble you're getting into. And I should go visit the Sylvan Lake RCMP.